Been a while since we've been down south, hasn't it? Just south of Charlotte, in South Carolina, stands the Hill Galleria, a Zamias original that's fallen on hard times, like so many others. Let's step inside and get a look. Zamias would develop and open the Hill Galleria at the turn of the 90s, the mall opening its doors in May of 1991. It hosted a modest anchor lineup of Belk, JCPenney, Sears, Farmore, and Walmart. JCPenney, Sears, and Belk all moved away from the already established Rock Hill Mall, which is now little more than a memory. Farmore already closed shortly after the mall's opening, and attempts to replace it didn't go over very well. A Brendel's catalog showroom opened in 1995, but it only lasted 6 months before the company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Meanwhile, Goodies would set up as another anchor in 1998, not wanting to fill in the vacancy of the mall. It wouldn't be until 2004 when Steve & Barry's tried to fill in the void left behind by Farmore. And I'm sure we all know what happened to Steve & Barry's by now. It can be easy to blame the failures of malls on Amazon, but it is worth noting that we had a lot more malls than you might think. Everyone thinks to those infamous malls scattered in various cities, but bear in mind that there was a period when everyone and their mother was vying for at least one shopping mall for each podunk town that had at least 10,000 people. As we've already mentioned, Rock Hill had a much older mall established, which the Galleria killed. On top of this, Hill Galleria was facing indirect competition from Charlotte's South Park Mall and Carolina Place, both of which offered much better selections. Additionally, Zamias had a habit of building malls far too big for their markets. While Rock Hill was no slum, the market just simply wasn't strong enough to support a 6-anchor mall. Yes, 6 anchors. Steve & Barry's and Goodies would both depart in 2008 and 2009 respectively, both chains filing for bankruptcy as they just couldn't keep up. However, as good news, Belk would renovate its store, business being good in Rock Hill. Even JCPenney was optimistic as they expanded their own store. And in 2014, the former Goodies space would get filled in by Home South Furniture, and Revolution's Entertainment would come to fill in the void left behind by Steve & Barry's. It would be only a matter of time before Zamias offloaded the mall to someone else. It's difficult to track exactly who had ownership of the mall, but articles speak of a deal closed in 2019 for Warren Norman Company. Unfortunately, around this same time, the mall was already starting to tank. Sears would shut its doors in 2019 along with 40 other stores, a story we see repeat itself over and over again in recent history. Meanwhile, Revolutions and Home South would both close that same year. Today, as we saw earlier, the mall would be without JCPenney. The store would have closed in 2020 during a restructuring process as the company had filed for bankruptcy. This leaves Hill Galleria with just Belk and Walmart as its anchors. And Walmart has no mall entrance, as you'll see in a moment, which will only make the Hill Galleria's death certain. While the food court has slim pickings, the mall did obtain a Shomar's restaurant offering a variety of Greek-American fixings. Current ownership is still listed as Warren Norman, with Cypress Equities handling management. It all comes down to them for this mall's future. This is one of those malls I wonder why I never stopped at. I always saw it on the maps, but for some reason, I just passed it by every time. This is a dying mall that will possibly close in the next year or 3. Raw and Real Retail, whom joined me for this trip, compare this mall's health to Berkshire Mall in Massachusetts about a year before that one closed. However, Warren Norman Company might just have a trick up their sleeve to keep the mall viable. We'll just have to wait and see, but stranger things have happened at other malls. As for the mall itself, I do have to admit, for all of Zamias' faults, they always had a way of building aesthetically pleasing malls. Not quite the 80s vaporwave dream everybody wants, well, except for York Galleria, but it has a pleasant design to it. The tile floors aren't just flat colors, you have quite a few cool looking storefronts, and the open ceilings even look neat. If there's one thing Zamias does right, it's designing malls that look pleasant on the eyes. We are just about ready to wrap up here. If you want to come down here yourself, do keep an eye out for mall security. One of us did get busted and was given the whole no pictures spiel. But in the end, all 3 of us got the last laugh. Nonetheless, I would still recommend a visit to the mall. Get a bite to eat at Shomar's while you're at it, too. And a special thanks to Raw and Real Retail, whom were nice enough to drive my lazy ass down here. I guess the Doomie shall not be stopped, even when he does. Thanks for having me, Hill. And until next time, this is Doomie Grunt wishing you and your Galleria farewell and good luck in the raging storm.